So I had the one that was extra smoky, and I don't know what the real one's supposed to smell like. So I really truly haven't had it. This has notes of Palo Santo, tonka bean, oud wood, warm vanilla sugar, and fireside. Really been into oud wood. I like tonka, palo. I'm really crinkly, but I'll do my best here. This is really nice. You definitely get the oud wood and the tonka. There's something ever so slightly body care to me, but tonka pulls body care in a way. I'm trying to get it out of the souffle. There we go. Oh, okay, the bottom, I definitely get the fireside. I get the smoky note. The top, I'm for sure getting more of the tonka bean and oud wood. I'm not picking up warm vanilla sugar, but like I said, there is something kind of perfumey cologne-esque about it. I thought it was just the tonka, but maybe that warm vanilla sugar is playing there too. This is really pretty. Right now I have this on my RTS list for a souffle. I might take it off. I mean, I like this, but does it stand out a ton? Probably not, honestly. I think there are other blends that I like better, but we will see. That one is Khaleesi. Next up, we have House of Dragons. So I mentioned this one earlier. Palo Santo, vanilla balsam, fallen leaves, peppermint, and a hint of cinnamon. So I only got a souffle of this one, like I said, because I get a lot of vanilla balsam in it. I will say this fragrance in general, I get more of the cinnamon. I disagree that it's a hint of cinnamon. I do think that the cinnamon is very present, but it's warm and cozy and kind of holiday-esque, Christmassy. Did I show you this glitter? It is really pretty. I think I do want to get another souffle of it. The reason I only got one souffle, like I said, is the vanilla balsam thing. Just because how many do I need? But also I remember when I melted this a few years ago, not getting the best performance from it and getting better performance from the North and God's Woods than I did this. But maybe it was just the day I melted it. You never know. The way your air is flowing, the way you feel, different things that day. Did you cook? What else is going on? So I might pick up another souffle of this because it is really nice. And then the peppermint, I should comment on that. You don't get peppermint at all. I mean, I don't pick up a single bit of peppermint. If anything, the peppermint just gives it a touch of coolness, like a cold air effect almost, but I don't really detect peppermint at all. And I'm curious about this label because, so it says at the end, peppermint and a hint of cinnamon. I could be crazy, but I feel like that's not correct. I think it's backwards. I think it was cinnamon and a hint of peppermint. I remember that being an issue or a mistake the last time that was offered, and just remembering it in my mind that it was backwards. And I don't know if she corrected the label that she had. Like, is it still incorrect, or does she correct it and it really is a hint of cinnamon? But to me, this is definitely more cinnamon and not peppermint. So I'm wondering if the label is still misprinted and it's cinnamon and a hint of peppermint. It really doesn't matter. The point is you don't get really any peppermint. So if you're not a peppermint person, don't think about that at all. If you like the other notes, you'll like this blend a lot. Yeah, I think I do want to get another souffle of it. It is good with the cinnamon too. It's just unique. So that one is House of Dragons. Next, we've got milk, cookies, and beach treats with lavender marshmallows. So this one is a layered souffle, a layered scent. I've had her milk cookies and beach treats before and absolutely loved it. So adding lavender and marshmallow sounded really good and up my alley. I was wondering if it maybe was the Bath & Body Works type. I wasn't sure. So this souffle really messes with my brain because the top of it is this, creamy kind of tan color, which you would think would be the milk and cookies. And the other layer is the purple, which you think would be the lavender. And it's not, it's opposite. The top is the lavender and the bottom is the milk cookies and beach treats. But this is such a pretty fragrance. This is the same lavender that's in her Tiff's favorite lavender. It leans a little bit more herbal to me, but in the best way. I think she has a fantastic lavender, and I think it's really unique. I've never smelled another lavender like this. It's a mix of herbal and sweet to me. It's not super sweet and it's not super herbal. It is so pretty. And then you get the milk cookies and beach treats. I mean, this is a winner. I love that one a lot. So really happy I got more of this one. Next, I got the Long Farwell. This one is Palo Santo, Twilight Woods, pink sugar with a hint of lavender vanilla. Don't come for me. I know this is maybe a controversial statement, but I'm a little bit over her Palo Santo, just a tinge. She has so many blends that are blended with Palo, and I do really enjoy them, but I am finding that I really need to start picking and choosing which Palo ones I want to get. What intrigued me about this one was the Twilight Woods and the Lavender Vanilla. That sounded so unique. Twilight Woods is a Bath & Body Works type. It's a nice woodsy, kind of woodsy, musky perfume scent. And I pick up a lot of the Twilight Woods in this. I definitely get the Palo Santo. I get the Twilight Woods. Lavender, vanilla, and pink sugar. Let me check the bottom. Okay, the pink sugar is for sure on the bottom. I do get lavender as well now on the bottom, but it's just a touch. The lavender is not strong. The base notes that I'm really getting is the Twilight Woods and the Palo. This one, I don't think I'm gonna get more of, but honestly, the more I smell it, the more I really like it. It is really pretty, and it's definitely unique to her other Palo blends that she has. Yeah, this is good. Definitely kind of a perfumey scent as well. So that one is the Long Farwell. Mistress of Evil. Warm sandalwood, vanilla absolute, creme de boom boom with gentle notes of sweet, soft smoke. I love boom boom cream. I like sandalwood. I love smoke. The vanilla absolute, is that supposed to be like a liqueur? Like a liquor? Alcohol? Boozy? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Yeah, I get a lot of the boom boom with this one, and I get a lot of the sandalwood. This is a very body care-esque boom boom fragrance. And I like boom boom, but it's not a love. It is a very pretty, warm, perfumey scent. I'm gonna enjoy this. This is gonna be awesome for the bedrooms, but the boom boom is definitely what stands out. I don't get any of this sweet, what does it say? Sweet, soft smoke? Yeah, I'm not getting any of that, but I get, like I said, the sandalwood and the boom boom. Pretty fragrance, but I do not need any more of that one. I will enjoy that in the bedrooms and bathrooms, and then I'll probably fall in love with it and have regrets. The Dragon and the Wolf. This one is dark vanilla, vanilla woods, cardamom, vetiver, vanilla orchid, tonka absolute, and espresso essence. I was nervous about the espresso because I'm not a coffee person, but with the essence of it, I was kind of thinking it'd be more, how do you describe things like this? Like the espresso that's in Late Night Love Affair. We'll get to that one here in a minute, because I did get that one as well. But just kind of as a base note, it pulls just warm, and it's not coffee per se. That was my thought with this one. And I was right in that assumption. This is not a coffee fragrance by any means. I actually really like this one. This is a very pretty vanilla scent. It is a bakery vanilla to me. You get, is that tonka? Am I making this up? Tonka, yeah. You get the tonka, you get the dark vanilla, the vanilla woods. This is a really perfumey, deep vanilla fragrance. It's not bakery or anything to me. It is a very kind of rich, perfumey vanilla. I really like this one, and this one has been on my RTS list, but I do have concerns about this one throwing. Her bakery and her vanilla, for me, you have to really, really let sit. And so I feel like this one could be very light. I would recommend, at least if you are like me and let your Teddy B sit a long time, I feel like this one could use a year because it's just so vanilla heavy and there's so many of those vanilla notes. I think it's gonna be a generally light performer. So for that reason, I'm not gonna get more of it, but this is a really beautiful vanilla fragrance. I'm glad I picked this one up, and I like that one a lot. The Bear and the Maiden Fair. This one was a little bit of a wild card. It was very bakery heavy, the bourbon. Wasn't sure if things were gonna kind of pull maple or caramel, but this has notes of warm cupcakes, vanilla bourbon buttercream, a drizzle of honey, cream cheese, Palo Santo, and fire roasted marshmallows. A lot of notes in here. That's what that one looks like. And I don't love this one. It says a drizzle of honey, but all I'm getting is honey. Maybe a little bit of a cupcake note to it, but this is very honey forward. Yeah, like a lot of the honey. On the bottom, I'm kind of getting some of that bourbon buttercream. I don't know, maybe I should let it sit and see if things change. It's not a honey that I enjoy. It's not the honey that's in Honeybee. It reminds me of the honey that's in like Scentsy's Buzzworthy. That sticky, sweet, rot your teeth honey. That's what I get from this. I don't know. It doesn't smell like a drizzle. It smells like half a cup of honey. So I am not sure about this one. This one might need to be one that just sits for a while and cures, and I'll try it in a couple of months and see if things have changed. At the moment, I'm not sure about this one. I wish the other notes came out more and the honey was more toned down. Late Night Bake. This is one that I almost didn't get, but in that last minute order that I put in, I added this souffle. And I almost didn't get it because it's like another one of her Palo Santo heavy blends. And like I was saying earlier, I'm just kind of over it. But this is one that Summer absolutely raves about. And so I threw it in, and I have to say I'm glad that I did. This is sweet lavender, sugar cookies, pink sugar with a background of Palo Santo. That's what that one looks like. This lavender is really, really nice. I know it says sweet lavender, but it's that same lavender as I was talking about earlier that I feel is kind of a mix between herbal and sweet. It's the same lavender that's in her Tiff's favorite lavender. Like I mentioned before, it's really, really a unique lavender. I'm not sure if I'm getting sugar cookies or pink sugar, things like that. I'm really getting a lot of the lavender, and I get the Palo, but we'll see if all of those other notes come out on warm. This is such a cozy, relaxing bedroom fragrance. I think I'll have to get another souffle of this one if I can, because the lavender in it is just so good. So thank you, Summer, for recommending it. I'm really glad I didn't miss out on it and I picked it up because it is stunning. Speaking of lavender, I picked up not just another lavender vanilla. This says a blend of sweet and herbal lavender, vanilla mousse, sweet sugar, and vanilla musk. The mousse and the musk is what really drew me to this one. I thought it sounded like such an interesting take on a lavender blend. Really pretty, like lilac purple color. And this is really nice. This definitely is a sweeter lavender. And again, it just makes me think that the other lavender she uses leans more on the herbal side. This one is very sweet. I don't know if I would say it's vanilla mousse or vanilla musk per se, but you get a vanilla note to this and just the sweetest lavender you've ever smelled. Oh my gosh. I am so into lavender right now, you guys. I probably don't need more of it because I have a lot of lavender right now, but summer is turning me into a lavender gal. This is the sweetest lavender. If you're looking for one sweet one, I would recommend this one over any of the other lavender blends that I've shared because it just has that extra sugary sweetness, maybe from, you know, the vanilla mousse and the sweet sugar, but this is almost candied in a way, but in a good way. This one's really pretty. She knocked that one out of the park. I like that a lot. Late Night Love Affair. This was one that was offered in the last RTS and I missed it, but I heard so many people talking about this one. So this was high on my list to try. This is cedarwood, sheer vanilla, vanilla absolute, lavender sandalwood, night blooming jasmine, golden musk with the slightest hint of espresso. Quite a complex fragrance, but I love cedarwood, vanilla, pretty much all of those notes other than the jasmine and obviously espresso. But I was thinking it would be like the espresso that's in that, the Dragon and the Wolf, and just kind of bring everything together. Look how pretty that souffle is. I don't know if you heard Rip crying. He's making his video appearance. What are you doing? He's like, can you please be done filming now? This one, I'm kind of disappointed in, and I say that because it's really light. Yeah, I just don't get much from this one. I mean, I think I get the cedarwood, and maybe some of the sandalwood. There is a hint of floral, I guess. But this is a very light fragrance, so I'm curious to see how this one cures. I know it has to be fantastic because I've heard so many people talk about this and say how good it is, but at the moment I'm not seeing it. But maybe this one needs to sit and cure. The bottom, I definitely get more of the floral notes, and then the top, I'm getting more of that cedarwood and vanilla. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to see how this one does. Definitely not a standout right now. Beautiful color though. I love the color of it, but we'll have to see how this one cures, and I hope that it gets stronger. If you've had this one, I'm curious what your thoughts are on it. Does this smell light to you? Is this what it normally smells like? I'm curious from you Late Night Love Affair experts. Let me know your thoughts. Tyrion Lannister. This one was a little bit of a wild card, but I've heard so many people like this one. Birch and black pepper with a hint of Bartlett pear. It was the black pepper that scared me in this. So that's why I only picked up a souffle. That's what that one looks like. This one it's really pretty. However, it is not a hint of Bartlett pear. It is pear. Very strong pear. I'm honestly not getting, let me smell the bottom, too terribly much of birch or black pepper. It smells like the best honey pear cider fragrance you've ever smelled. It reminds me a lot of that really sweet pear that's in like a honey pear cider type of fragrance. I don't get a single ounce of birch or black pepper, so I'm assuming that will come out a little bit more as it warms. Yeah, but this is very pear, very pretty. This would be a perfect September fragrance. Good fall transitional scent. I love melting pear in September, so I probably will save this one for next September, but I am glad I picked that up. Don't let the black pepper scare you if you're not a black pepper person. Dark Wings and Dark Words. This one is such a tongue twister for me for some reason. Birchwood, cedar, cypress, tuberose, sandalwood, bonfire woods, and cashmere vanilla. Love all of these notes other than the cashmere, but since it was cashmere vanilla, I thought that sounded like it was maybe a different oil than her cashmere cream. Very pretty deep purple color. This is nice. What am I getting here? I definitely get some bonfire. There's a smokiness to this. I get like a cashmere sandalwood fragrance. It's a very kind of deep, perfumey scent with the addition of the smoke. This is really pretty. It's not one that's entirely standing out to me as something super unique, especially for Tiffany. I feel like a lot of these notes she blends with many scents, but I do like this one. And I think this will be a really nice bedroom fragrance. So I will mount that in my bedroom at some point. Dark Sister. Bergamot, citrus, sandalwood, cedarwood, sweet and smoky santal, palo santo, and tobacco vanille. I really enjoy tobacco vanille. The sweet and smoky santal really intrigued me about this fragrance as well. This is that really pretty gray wax with like the red and silver glitter, some black as well. This is really nice. This one, it's very masculine to me. I'm kind of surprised the name is Dark Sister. I mean, it's a Game of Thrones blend, so I'm sure it has something to do with the show, obviously, but this is a very masculine cologne fragrance to my nose. It reminds me some of Michael. This is way more complex than Michael. It has a lot of different notes to it, but I kind of get a mahogany fragrance to the scent. Yeah, I'm having a hard time describing it. I definitely get the santal. The santal is very much present. Maybe that's what I'm getting. Maybe it's not mahogany. Maybe it's more santal. Yeah, this is nice. From the name, I kind of thought it was going to be a feminine perfumey scent, but this is very masculine. But if you like santal and kind of mahogany teakwood-esque fragrances, I'm not saying this is mahogany teakwood by any means, but I would say they're in the same scent family. I think you would really like that one. And I know Steph is Scent to Gemini. When we did our kind of first sniffs together the other day, she loved this one. So I know that she will be, I'm sure, picking more of this one up. Pacific Northwest Winter. I should not have gotten this, but I couldn't leave it behind. You know how I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I didn't get Snow Cones by the Sea or Surfside Sweet Shop because they're some of my absolute favorite scents of all time, but I have a lot of them. Same with this one. I have so much of Pacific Northwest Winter, and it was just offered in the last pre-order as well, so I'm very much stocked up. but I love this scent so much that I just couldn't place an order without getting a little bit more. And it's so silly, but I just had that FOMO of it's there, get it while you can, just get a souffle of it, because a souffle will do my open concept or it will do 2 bedrooms for me. So I could get a whole day out of a souffle. Plus, if I ever shared with friends or things like that, souffles are just good sizes to have. So I had to pick this up. This is probably my #1 favorite tree scent ever. It's hard because I love tree scents from a variety of vendors, but this one is definitely the most unique. This is fresh tree. This is the crispest, cleanest, freshest tree. So fresh snow, pine sap, fresh mistletoe, vanilla balsam, the slight hint of cranberries, and burning fireplaces off in the distance. You really do not get cranberries at all, so don't let that scare you if you are not a cranberry fan. It must just add a touch of sweetness to this, but it is not cranberry. It's also not smoky. The burning fireplaces note, it's not smoky. It's truly like you're standing in a forest and you smell the pine sap. It is very pine sap heavy, very fresh tree, like that mistletoe. It is exceptional. Such a good blend. Okay, I didn't take this one out of the bag, but I love the color of it. I won't spend too much more time on it than I already have because I talk about the scent all the time, and we used it as a base for Forbidden Forest because of how amazing it is. So highly recommend if you're looking for a fresh tree scent. I Heart Vanilla Tobacco. So this was a new blend. This was requested by Steph the Scented Gemini. So I had to pick it up. I love her I Heart Vanilla, but I was a little scared of the tobacco. I love tobacco vanilla, but sometimes tobacco leaves I'm not so into. It just really depends on the tobacco that is used. So I went small with the souffle, and I'm glad I did. And we talked about this the other night together, but this is not quite what I expected it to be. So the scent notes are this little sticker. She had a typo on there. So it's creamy vanilla marshmallow, vanilla milkshake, boardwalk marshmallow clouds, sweet tobacco leaves, cherry wood, and a pinch of honey. So this one is not my favorite. And the reason it's not is because of that honey. So it is the same honey. Oh my gosh, I can smell it from here. It is the same honey that's in the Bear and Maiden Fair that I mentioned earlier. And how it says, a drizzle of honey, but it really smells like half a cup. That's exactly what's happening in this blend to my nose. It is very, very strong on the honey. And the oil that she used, I just do not care for. And maybe that's why I'm smelling it so strongly, because I just don't care for the oil. I could get like a hint of tobacco or a hint of cherry wood, but the honey is very intense. I still want to try it. I've mentioned this probably 4 times in this video alone, but things change as it cures, as it warms. So I want to give it a shot. I do get more of the cherry wood now, I feel like, than I did last night, but the honey is prevalent. So if you're not into honey, this might be one to skip. But if you like honey, if you like the honey that's in like Scentsy's Buzzworthy, they smell pretty much identical to me. Yeah, this is a very sweet fragrance. And I guess I was expecting it to be a little more kind of masculine-like in a way, and then mixed with I Heart Vanilla. So glad I picked up only a souffle, and we'll see how this does after some cure. Dracarys. This one I was scared of in a way when I picked it up, so that's why I only got a souffle, and I was scared because of that first note, the warm cinnamon bark. So warm cinnamon bark, fireside vanilla, vanilla balsam, cedarwood smoke, and a hint of blackberry musk. That is like the smallest print I've ever seen. I love all of the other notes. The Fireside Vanilla, Vanilla Balsam, all of that. The Blackberry Musk is really, did you guys just hear Rip? He's groaning. The Blackberry Musk really enticed me for this one. I'm not a big cinnamon person though. So cinnamon is not always my thing, but I had to try it. Now, from what I've heard from other people, Dracarys is a saying that one of the character uses to tell her dragons to like breathe fire. Am I accurate in that? Look at this souffle. This is so pretty. It looks like a fire. She did a really good job on this souffle with, you know, just the aesthetic of it. So it's a command that Khaleesi uses to make her dragons, I guess, breathe fire. And I'm glad I knew that background a little bit, because it just makes this scent so much more interesting to me. And I say that because this is done so beautifully. It is a warm, fiery scent. And I think it's fitting that these are the notes. This is the vibe that she's giving this fragrance, because it really is warm and cozy. You know, I liked this last night when I smelled it for the first time, and I'm liking it more and more. You really get that cinnamon. It is a very warm, cozy kind of cinnamon and fireside scent. And I get the blackberry. The blackberry is so nice mixed together. I hope that the blackberry does come out on warm and the cinnamon doesn't drown it out. I also get a little bit of the vanilla balsam. It's not super intense. The cinnamon and the fire are definitely the prominent notes, but it's there. Yeah, the more I smell this, the more I like this. This gives me like craft store at Christmas vibes. And Stephanie last night, when we were all on the phone, she was saying that this kind of reminded her a little bit of Old Country Store. And I would agree. Not that they're the same scent, but they're a very similar vibe. Like they're in the same scent family. Like you walked into a craft store during the holiday season and they kind of have that potpourri-esque scent, or almost like the scent that they pipe into the vents at the mall, or they used to when malls were a thing at Christmas time. This is such a cozy Christmas type blend. I really, really like this one. I hope that this translates on warm as well as it smells on cold, because this is fantastic and I definitely want to get more of this. Yeah, that is a winner. Glad I took a chance on that one. Next we've got Blackfyre. This one was in the RTS last time and I missed it. This is Midnight Jasmine, Dark Vanilla, Amber Woods, and Black Currant. I do really love currant, but I don't love Midnight Jasmine or jasmine in general. Really pretty deep purple shade. Love that so much. Yeah, this is nice. I definitely get the jasmine, but that Midnight Jasmine is darker. You guys hear Rip walking on the hardwood? I do get a lot of like the black currant, the amber, the dark vanilla. Try to pop it out of the tin. I really like currant though, and I know not everybody does, but I like currant. This is pretty. The jasmine's not too floral. It's a deeper berry scent as well. Perfumey, again, just scents that she excels at. I'll melt this in the bedroom. It's not one that I feel like I need anymore. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if I had another souffle or anything, but I'm not stressed about picking more of that one up. I think that's going to be a beautiful bedroom scent though. We are almost done. We have 6 more souffles. Master of Whispers. This one has gotten a lot of hype. I've seen it all over her Facebook page. Tiffany herself has been hyping it up, and I was really curious about this one. And this definitely fits in the same scent family as Order of the Maesters. So this one has notes of aged oak, pressed parchment, tobacco leaves, hints of leather, quill ink, and vanilla whiskey. This makes me think of Harry Potter, probably just because of the quill ink. I would imagine that's not a real oil, that's just her kind of embellishing the scent notes. This is really, really unique. Try to spread that back out a little bit. You really get like a papered note. I do get tobacco as well. I almost kind of get an ink smell. It smells a little bit like like ink to me. It's a very antique, vintage paper, like old books. That's probably more what it smells like old books. But the pages are a little bit musty. Oh, this is really nice. I can see why everybody is liking this one. I think between the two scents that are similar to this, like between this one and Order of the Maesters, I prefer Order of the Maesters. But if you like the idea of like an old book, old paper, parchment, ink fragrance, this is a vibe. This is a total vibe. I don't think I need more of this, but I also hope I don't regret this if I don't pick up more, because this is one of the most unique scents that I have ever smelled. Did you guys pick this one up? I'm curious what you think about it. Rainy Day. This one is crisp apples, dewy air, fallen leaves, oak, a touch of lavender, and a hint of sandalwood. I believe this is also one that Summer had gotten in a D-stash and really liked it. And I was like, well, those notes sound totally up my alley. So I'm really glad that it made the list. Sorry, I know the crinkling is so bad. This is so interesting. I really get the oak. I really get the lavender. Do I get leaves? Like a hint of leaves, maybe? This is a very fresh scent. The oak and the lavender to me is really what stands out. And then maybe a touch of the apples. I definitely get the dewy air. If you like scents like the Shadowlands or the Perfect Storm or Rain and Woods, those types of kind of atmospheric fragrances, you probably would really like this. It's leaning a touch cleaner to me, so I need to kind of think on it, ponder it to see if I need more, but it definitely gives me those atmospheric vibes. Sorry, of course, Rip is gonna take a drink right now. I feel like I'm describing a lot of things as atmospheric, but I think Tiffany does a lot of those fragrances and she does them well. But I'm really getting the oak. I'm really getting the lavender. And kind of a fresh air. This one it's good. It's a really good one. It's unique. I have not smelled anything quite like that one. Next is Replica. I've seen a lot of hype about this one recently, so I was excited for it. Strawberry pound cake, beach treats, cashmere cream, and sweet vanilla cream cake. I don't care for her cashmere cream, but all those other notes, totally up my alley. This is really, really pretty. The strawberry pound cake in it is not the Bath & Body Works type. It is her house blend strawberry pound cake. If you remember a couple years ago, she had 2 strawberry pound cakes that she offered at one time. One was her own house blend and one was the Bath & Body Works type. Her house blend is more cakey to me. So that's what I get from this, like an extra cakey strawberry pound cake. And then I get the beach nights. I do get some of the cashmere now. When I first smelled it last night, I did not. It's more present there now than it was last night, but it's still not overpowering. This is really pretty. I feel like I just keep saying that over and over again, but the strawberry pound cake is so good. And I wish that I had her strawberry pound cake by itself. I don't have any of that house blend just on its own, and I think I would really enjoy that. This is a really nice one. It's a new blend, and I've seen a lot of hype about it, and so I think that it's one that is going to get a lot of traction, which I'm excited about. So that one is Replica. Got 3 more. Ghost of Harrenhal, a mysterious blend of Palo Santo, incense, leather. Oh my God, I've clearly been filming too long. Let me start over. Let me start that over. A mysterious blend of Palo Santo and incense, leather, guaiac wood, and ebony tree resin. This was one that was in the last RTS as well, and probably was the one I wanted the most. It just sounded so interesting and unique. So pretty. This is such a woody blend. Oh my gosh. You really get the resin. You get that wood. I don't really know what guaiac wood is or what resin normally smells like, but this is a very woody, heavy, I cannot speak. Apparently I need to be done. A very woody, heavy blend. You know, I liked this a lot more yesterday than I do today. And don't get me wrong, I still really like it. But now that I'm sitting with it, at first I was thinking, oh my gosh, I need a tub of this. And I think I can get by with just another souffle. This is a very strong woodsy scent. I don't get a lot of the Palo. I get the other notes. Incense, spot on. It is very incensey to me. Hippie kind of store in a way. Like one of those earthbound stores where they have a lot of incense going. Yeah, this one's really, really nice. If you like, you definitely have to like masculine, oud, woody type scents. But if you do, I think you would really like the Ghost of Harrenhal. And I love the name of it. I don't think this is a Game of Thrones wine because it doesn't have the Game of Thrones label. But yeah, I think I might try to pick up a little more of that. The Three-Eyed Raven. I have had this one before, but I couldn't remember a ton about it, so I just got a souffle. Now I'm wishing I got a bigger size. It is so nice. This is Palo Santo, Sweet Lavender, Vanilla Birch, Marshmallow Fireside, and Cold Air. What makes this really unique is the cold air. Oh my gosh. I mean, you get that sweet lavender. It's the same lavender to me that is in the late night bake. That's really what I get, is I get the sweet lavender and I get the cold air note. I will say this one and late night bake are similar because they both contain the Palo Santo and sweet lavender. But the cold air, this is just such a pretty blend, and her lavender is so good. Yeah, I don't know why I only got a souffle of this. I should have gotten more, but I usually do fairly well in the RTS. So, I mean, of course, things do jump my cart just like anybody, but I think that I can probably get more of that. And then lastly, for my Teddy Bees epic haul here is the Red Wedding. Heard a lot of chatter about this one as well. People are really hit and miss on it because of the rose. And the rose is the reason I got a souffle. Sounded great other than that. So it's toasted vanilla, strawberry cream, rose macarons, woodsy musk, dark berries, and white woods. I didn't want to let the rose scare me too much because last time she offered Princess Katia, which has Moroccan rose in it, and you can't detect the rose at all, at least on cold. We'll see once I go to warm it later, but you couldn't detect the rose at all. And so this was one I definitely wanted to take a chance on, and every review I've heard, it's been 50-50 from people on if they get the rose or not. Beautiful souffle. So I definitely do get the rose. It smells like rose jam to me. The rose is very, very prevalent. However, I do get these dark berries and the other notes as well. The strawberries come out, the berries. So it's not just rose. And I don't hate it. I actually kind of like it. I think because the rose is blended with these other notes, that it makes it tolerable. I still would like the rose to die down a little bit, but again, maybe on cure, things will change. I'm not really getting a ton of woodsy musk or white woods, but I'm definitely getting strawberry and dark berries. It's a very pretty berry scent, and then you get the rose additionally. I might end up really liking this one. It's a nice perfumey one. I could see me melting that in the springtime and not hating it. So even though the rose is there, I don't dislike that one by any means. All right, that is it. I couldn't even begin to think of what my favorites are. I mean, Forbidden Forest, Tree Farm, the Black Flame Candle, I mean, Dracarys. I could go on and on, so I better just not. I am over the moon with this pre-order, you guys. I am so happy, and I cannot wait for the RTS. These videos take a really long time to not only film, edit, I gotta upload them to YouTube. I mean, edit them once I get to YouTube. So I'm hopeful I can get this up before the RTS for you all, but I'm not 100% positive. So if you guys are seeing this after the RTS, I hope that you were able to get your hands on a lot of goodies. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below what your favorite was, or what you're trying to get in the RTS, or what you thought of Forbidden Forest. I would love to know that personally. But that's everything I have to share with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me and watching this like epic long Teddy Bees haul. I so appreciate if you took the time, and if you stayed through the whole video, you are a trooper and my favorite people. I will see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye.